Trump Day. To the Ungovernables, to Captain Screw, the LFA family. McCoy Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee. On rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. Happy to be here on a Wednesday. Here we go. We're ready to rock. It's going to be a fun one today. We're going to have a fun one today. We talk about so much bad news all the time, right? That today we're going to talk about some good news. I am so excited about this Sydney Sweeney story. You guys heard about American Eagle? Sydney Sweeney. They went with a normal-looking American. I guess she's American, right? I don't know. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry about that. There we go.
You had me silenced.
Silence. Yeah, they went with some normal-looking American girl instead of a transgender freak to sell their products, and wouldn't you know it, like they're getting like good results from that. It's like people don't want to look at a sideshow from Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey's circus when thinking about what products they want to buy, or whether or not they want to buy a specific products. Cough, cough, Bud Light, cough, cough, Ulta. Apparently, Ulta is partnering with a complete loon. Now, I spoke to somebody when we were at the Ark. I forget who it was. Who is the one who loves my Nancy Pelosi?
Bad Moon.
No, there's another one who loves the Nancy Pelosi impression.
In the chat?
A female. She always says, I love your Nancy Pelosi. If you're in the chat, who was it that I mentioned? She said, oh my gosh, I love it. When I like this, and she said, oh my gosh, Nancy Pelosi is so funny.
Yeah, someone did.
There was somebody who said, Fonda, gee, a cute, thin white girl. Nazi! It was Kit Kat Mar. That's who it was. Okay. Kit Kat Mar. Yes. Okay. I promised Kit Kat Mar at the Ark that I would play the new Nancy Pelosi battling with her dentures video. Because she was like, the youth has to vote in the country or else we're going to have fascists running society. So I forgot to play it. And then we went to dinner with Speak and his wife and Bad Moon and his wife and daughter on Monday. And we had a conversation at the table. And we have a new prop. So I'm going to play this Nancy Pelosi clip now for Kit Kat Mar. Rosebud loves the Nancy Pelosi. So I'm going to play this for all of you who love Nancy. But I'm going to show you the new prop after the fact. So here's Nancy Pelosi over the weekend battling with her dentures, losing that battle. And then I'll show you the new prop that we have. Inspired by what it was Bad Moon and our dinner conversation at Party Foul on Monday. Let's get to this Pelosi clip, and then we'll have more fun the rest of the show.
Their obligation, but also their employees, their customers, the community they lived in. So about 30 times. Stakeholder capitalism. Now we've moved to shareholder capitalism, where the CEO of the company is making like 300 or 400 times what our workers are making. It would take some of our workers a lifetime to make what the CEO makes in 1 year. So we have important work to do about fairness and all the rest of that. How could that be okay? And even CEOs have complained about that and said that's not what capitalism is supposed to be about. 300, 400 times? And it would take, a person's whole future. But if you go back, it would take from like before the revolution.
Right before the revolution. Here's the new prop. We got Pelosi's teeth. And he was like, no more than the revolution. Donald Trump is a fascist. It actually sounds like Nancy Pelosi.
It does.
So we got the chatter teeth for Nancy Pelosi. So there she is. This is it right there. We have the chatter teeth. So whenever we get a Pelosi clip, you can expect to have this prop. So that goes with the Sasquatch sign. The word salad fork. We have some virtual elements, of course, props like the rooster. It's the Jews, who, by the way, it was the Jews who caused the tsunami, according to, and CNN says the tsunami was a white male. Candace Owens says the tsunami was a Jew. We have the Joy Reid glasses, right? So we've got props all over the place, but we do now have Nancy Pelosi's chattering teeth, which is
Inspired by Bad Moon.
Inspired by Bad Moon. Nancy, hey, it's like the Magic 8 Ball. Nancy Pelosi, is Donald Trump a fascist? Okay, yes. Oh, shut up, these teeth.
No. They're just gonna go off.
No, if I flip them upside down, they don't go off anymore. Okay. We also have Mo and Jeremy. Candace says the tsunami was born a biological male. Oh, we've got an update on Candace Owens. Oh my goodness. She is so screwed. This Brigitte Macron thing, I'm going to give you this update. We'll do this at the end of the show. We're going to laugh a lot today because we need to. At the liberal reaction, we have Cory Booker. Cory Booker had another meltdown in the Senate yesterday. I don't know. Something must have been in the air yesterday. So we will have a good time today. Before we get to all that good stuff, let's get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. That is OFPFarms.com. Promo code Sean, SHAWN, explore. I want to do this read as Nancy Play. Explore the wonderful face farm feeding products, especially. Like, you can't even give us the read. Explore the wonderful quality of Faith Farm and Freedom products with a special limited time 15% discount on your entire purchase. Take a peek at the lineup from OFP Farms, America's go-to soap company, famous for natural ingredients, the skin-loving perks of tallow and goat milk, and a big heart for farm to family skincare. Farmily. That's a new word. I just came up with it. Farmily. It's farm family. Got it. You're all a part of the OFP Farmily. Let's go. Let's make it happen. With the Outlaw soap. Smelling like a felon. That's what it is. Whether you're looking for gentle skincare or thoughtful gifts, these products bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine better. Don't miss this chance to enjoy premium products that support your health and ethical choices for the whole family. It's OFP Farms, the small family farm with big, beautiful love, right? The small family farm with big love. They love you so much. We love them so much that they're giving you 15% off at checkout if you use the promo code Sean, SHAWN, OFPFarms.com. OFPFarms.com. OFPFarms.com, promo code Sean, SHAWN, for 15% off at checkout. That's OFPFarms.com, promo code Sean, SHAWN, for 15% off at checkout. I was going to get to that story, but I really wanted to do a positive show today. Kittenhead in the chat, very valid concern, says, please talk about the gay male couple that adopted the baby who was a convicted pedophile. Yes, there was did you hear about this, Brennan?
Yeah, I saw
it. And this is I guess this is in Pennsylvania, since Doug Mastriano is on this case. He's looking at it. And we love Doug Mastriano, as a matter of fact. He's a very nice guy and a funny guy.
Winky needs a Bernie impression when he gets, Winky would like a Bernie.
Now Winky needs a Bernie. Yeah. Now we need a Bernie. All right, we'll get to Bernie when we get, well, we are fighting the oligarchy. Too much laughing this morning. By the way, the source of all my problems, the Zyrtec and all that, I mean, the throat was Zyrtec, as it turns out. I don't think I'm ever going to take it again. It caused more problems than it solved, which is like everything that.
If you take it everything in moderation, you go big or go home.
Nancy Pelosi.
You gotta calm it all down.
Well, I thought that my sore throat was allergies, so I took the Zyrtec, which caused more sore throat. So I was like, I got to take more Zyrtec.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Now we're good. Now we use Flonase. Flonase is amazing. People love the chattering teeth. This is a great prop. There it is. Come on, Nance. Come on. Yeah, she goes, okay. Nancy Pelosi's getting tired. It's time for a nap. All right. All right. We'll get to more of that in a second. We also got to get to a word from our friends. I can't wait to do the Sydney Sweeney thing. Because you know me, if you've been following me for a while, I've been very outspoken about the transgender thing, the cult, the movement, whatever you want to call it. Bad for business, bad for society, bad for sanity, bad for a lot of things. So we're going to get to the Sydney Sweeney stuff, because this just shows you that if you just approach business normally and don't think outside the box and don't normalize insanity, you'll do okay. Before we get to that, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. It is the Christmas in July sale. Not going to be going on for much longer, folks. Take advantage. Get in while the getting's good. It's Christmas in July. We're only 5 months away from Christmas. Can you believe that?
Isn't that wild?
It's absolutely crazy. 5 months away from Christmas. Christmas in July. MyPatriotSupply.com/ungoverned. You got to be prepared for what's coming. According to the Department of Energy, blackouts could increase by 10,000% over the next few years. That's a lot. It's because of massive energy demand from AI data centers and an aging, fragile power grid that just can't keep up. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like the idea of being without power, even for a day. Even for a few hours.
No,
not
all
into
of a
it.
sudden you turn into an Amish person.
I'll tell you right now. Especially with, I don't know who put this. We got to call the Jews. I got to give the Jews a call. Heat index of 108 degrees. Yo, Bergs, Goldmans, and everybody else, free. Turn the heat off. I know that Marjorie Taylor Greene told me the Jews control the weather. Okay? Can we please turn the heat down? Anyway, I'm only kidding. Christmas in July sale at mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. I don't want to be without power. Not even for a few minutes. Not for a day. Not for weeks. I want to be prepared. That's why I want you guys to talk about and think about getting the Grid Doctor 3300 from My Patriot Supply. It is a powerful solar generator that runs refrigerators, ACs, medical devices, power tools, anything you need to ride out a storm. It's a solar generator. Solar. You could charge it with the power of the sun. And right now for the Christmas in July event, they are including over $1,000 in free survival gear with your generator, including an emergency food supply, water filtration, survival tools, and all that and more. A lot more. You heard that right. Over $1,000 in free gear for a limited time. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Grab the Christmas in July bundle before it's gone. That is mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Get prepared today. mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Okay. All right. Sydney Sweeney. They're freaking out over this. They're saying it's fascism. Right? This is the sign of the Nazis. The Nazis are back. It's just absolutely wild. Liberal activists across America are losing their minds over a benign Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad for pants. Okay? They're now accusing American Eagle of pushing eugenics. And are now calling for a boycott. Okay. American Eagle's pushing for eugenics? All right. I'll give you that. As long as you address the comments made by Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger, who admitted that Planned Parenthood's goal was essentially to carry out eugenics. Can we make a deal? Do we have a deal? Deal or no deal, Howie? Deal or no deal? No? They don't want to do that? Okay, cool. Then I'm not going to concede that the Sydney Sweeney ad campaign with American Eagle is eugenics. The internet is ablaze. It's on fire.
Emerald.
And fuego. What did Emerald say?
Emerald goes, are they mad Sweeney doesn't have a weenie?
Emerald. Now, why is Google talking to me? Shut up. The phone is... Google is now my co-host, Gemini. Screw you. I don't like Gemini.
That got me good.
Emerald says Sweeney doesn't have a weenie. That's why the left is upset.
Oh, my.
The outrage hinges entirely on the choice of model, a blonde, blue-eyed Caucasian woman, and the pun Great Jeans, rewritten cheekily by Sweeney to Great Jeans, Jeans. Liberal media insists this is a coded celebration of genetic superiority. Are you kidding? It's a pants ad! It's literally an ad for pantaloons. Genetic superiority. You would think this is the second coming of Adolf freaking Hitler, which they're comparing it to. It's fascism. She's a freaking model. Like, I don't get it. This is not, it's a pants ad. Pants, literally pants, okay? There's nothing to freak out about here. But they freaked out. Wait until I show you. Folks, they have been brought to tears. Did you see the crying lady?
No.
Tears over Sydney Sweeney. Like, I don't know how somebody can be this upset that they're literally... Did anyone... Okay. Does anybody remember when Bud Light put the man and woman face, Dylan Mulvaney? By the way, hey, CNN, that's what a white male looks like, Dylan Mulvaney. Thank you. Does anybody remember when Dylan Mulvaney did the Bud Light ad?
Yeah.
Did any conservatives cry about it?
No.
I don't remember seeing anybody like, I can't believe Dylan Mulvaney. It was a man and woman face. It's my favorite beer. Like, I don't remember that. Did anybody in this chat? We did shows back then about this. Anybody in the chat cry when Dylan Mulvaney was used as a partner in an ad campaign for Bud Light? I don't remember the tears. But Sydney Sweeney apparently evoked this emotional breakdown from members of the left, and I'm going to play it for you because it's just, you won't believe it unless you see it. So courtesy of the left, here is, I don't even know this person's name, crying over the Sydney Sweeney Great Jeans American Eagle ad campaign. Watch this.
That got me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not going to believe us until we're hung out there. But then even then, I feel like they'll be like, oh, no. Kind of like they are with. I see the same perpetual self-imposed victimhood. You know, I did a post about saying, hey, like, these are the action steps that we really need to see from the good whites. Where I said, I need protection. Put my cash out. And she goes, well, would you just rather white women just not follow you at all anymore because da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, definitely unfollow me. If you thought you being here and clicking a follow button was doing me a favor, same as that one guy, whatever his name was. Descendant of the oppressor. He's like, well, Lindsay still does a good job and I appreciate her work and labor, so I'm going to still follow her. No, definitely unfollow me. If you are any type of person, but especially a white woman who's coming to this platform thinking you're doing me a favor by clicking a follow button, leave now. Immediately now. Because honey boo boo, not this person, I'm doing you a favor by showing up and calling you out.
Okay. All right.
Imagine being so jealous of someone.
Jealous, unstable.
Feeling so bad about yourself that
crying.
A white person triggers you that bad.
Crying over pants. You know, they say don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry over pants, would you please? And there's not like, I just can't believe that, you know, they put a traditional, this is what these ad, and you can debate the ethics of putting, you know, I don't know, you want to call it semi-revealing, whatever, provocative.
Yeah, there's a sexual tone to it.
Okay.
But sex sells, and they know that.
That's it. You want to say there's an issue with society that sex sells and that provocative, you know, ad campaigns, you want to debate the morals and the ethics of that? That's fine. I have no problem debating that. You want to say the fact that that's how people have to sell jeans is bad and an indictment on society? Okay, we could have that conversation too. I have no problem with that. I have no problem having that conversation. I don't know that I agree, but I don't have a problem having that conversation. If you want to tell me that what has been the traditional norm, right? Selling jeans using an attractive male, an attractive female, you know, whatever, wearing the clothes to make people want to buy the same jeans that the person is wearing. If you want to say that that is somehow fascism or the rise of Hitler, Nazi, you are insane. And the fact of the matter is it works. And there's, as Joe Biden would say, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. The limited edition American Eagle Sydney Sweeney ultra wide leg jeans have not actually gone on sale yet. They're still coming soon. So you can't even buy them yet. However, the American Eagle Easy Flex loose jeans, which is a pick by Sydney Sweeney elsewhere, you know, in her curated picks, I guess, for the American Eagle, sold out. Contrast that to Bud Light. When Dylan Mulvaney was used to advertise Bud Light. Did Bud Light sell out? No. Bud Light went on sale so much that they couldn't even give it away. There was like buy one, get one, and the stacks were up to the ceiling in a lot of these beer distributors in these supermarkets. The culture is healing, or at least getting back from woke. If you want to say that what American Eagle did with Sydney Sweeney and what every other company has done with female models is, objectifying them and sexualizing women, and it's provocative, and you have ethical and moral questions about the way, that they use, quote unquote, or partner with women, to sell their products. That's a debate. That's a totally different debate. That's not the debate that we're having right here. The debate that we're having right here is that when you enlist the services of a lunatic like Dylan Mulvaney, your sales tank. And when you enlist the services of a fairly normal, I don't know her lifestyle, Sydney Sweeney. I don't even know who she is before this, right? I had no idea who she was.
She's an actress.
She's an actress. Okay. When you enlist the services of what I would say is most likely, she may be a leftist. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know her politics. I don't know any of this, right? All I'm saying is when you enlist the services of a normal, for other, basically a normal person, and you do what these clothing companies have done for years, and you put an attractive person in the clothing on camera as a part of an ad campaign, your ad campaign succeeds. Period. When you stick the sideshow from Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, like Dylan Mulvaney, to try and sell beer, it doesn't work, okay? So, the old cliche is what? Go woke, go broke. Donald Trump said, everything woke goes to sugar, honey, iced tea, right? We get it. But the point of the matter is, American Eagle, and I want everybody to pay attention. Cancel culture is still alive and well. People are trying to cancel American Eagle. It's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work because American Eagle went back to a tried and true method, the fundamentals of selling jeans. Meaning, you don't need a maniac, an insane person who should get the small room, big needle treatment in a mental asylum, Dylan Mulvaney. That person is not going to sell the pants. Sydney Sweeney apparently is going to sell the pants. Now, that doesn't mean everybody is admitting that woke is dead and is bad for business. The lesson that many people should learn is that woke is indeed bad and, toxic. It's toxic. It's absolutely toxic. But Ulta Beauty hasn't learned that lesson yet. And Ulta Beauty, I believe, is about to learn that lesson. Ulta Beauty is now facing a potential boycott for partnering with this guy, Jonathan Van Ness, who is apparently the star of the Netflix show GenderQueer. I've never even heard of this show. I had no idea what it was. I started reading about this yesterday. They're one of the biggest cosmetics companies in the country. The calls to boycott them have grown in response to the company's brand partnership with GenderQueer Netflix star Jonathan Van Ness. Ulta is repeating Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney mistake. It is time to boycott Ulta, one ex-user exclaimed in reaction to Ulta recently launching a collaboration with Netflix's Queer Eye star Jonathan Van Ness. The ex-user shared a video of a woman on TikTok reacting to Ulta unveiling Van Ness's JVN hair brand in its stores. Quote, I want you to be fully informed about what it means to give Ulta your business and to shop there and to buy their products. This ad is front and center when you walk into the store. Do you realize how many women are out there trying so hard, working their butts off to get modeling gigs, who would be over the moon to get an Ulta ad campaign like that? And the saddest, most ironic part about this is all these big companies, not just Ulta, but all these big companies are part of the woke feminist movement where women can do anything. We're empowering women, and women are amazing, which they are, and in turn around and give the biggest job opportunities to men. So you can debate, again, the ethics of the ad campaign, but you cannot debate the success of the ad campaign. American Eagle is selling out of the pants that Sydney Sweeney picked. These aren't even the ones that she was wearing in the ad. These aren't even the ones that she was advertising. These are the ones that that you talk about influencer marketing. She's definitely influencing people to buy the jeans at this point. And I don't even know, like I said, I don't even know her politics. This isn't like, we talk about, I guess, Jason Aldean, who I'm not a big fan of. Certainly not a fan of his lifestyle choices. But he wears his politics on his sleeve, right? Brantley Gilbert wears his politics on his sleeve. Warren Zeiders wears his politics on his sleeve. A lot of these people who we know are on our side. Mel Gibson wears his politics on his sleeve. He's not shy about where he stands, right? I don't know anything about Sydney Sweeney. I didn't even know she was a person until this ad campaign.
I believe she's in the show Euphoria, and it's kind of a creepy, dark show.
Okay. So who knows where she stands? The fact of the matter is, she knows where the left stands now. Could you imagine being Sydney Sweeney right now? Being called a fascist and a Nazi because she wore a pair of pants in an ad campaign for American Eagle? Could you imagine? Hopefully this is a wake-up call for her. I hope so. The last thing I want to say, I hope we don't see this from Sweeney, is, I apologize for anybody I offended. You wore pants. Shh. Don't do it. Don't apologize to the woke mob. It'll never be enough. All I'm saying is American Eagle signaled to the rest of the industry, hey, this other method of pandering to the less than 1% was bad for business and toxic for our brands. And going back to the basics, going back to the fundamentals, going back to what makes sense isn't toxic. Sydney Sweeney ad campaign, and has thus far been a great success. The stock is up 7% over the last 6 days. American Eagle stock is, ever since that campaign launched. That says a lot. It says a lot about where the culture is. Again, a great way to kind of, a great way to get a feel for where things are going. Watch the markets. The markets will always tell you how people feel. Always tell you how people feel. All right. That's it on that. We got to get to another good story out of Houston. It's sad that this was happening, but it's good that they got him. Houston, big-time ICE arrests. I want to get to Cory Booker's meltdown. We got to get to the bucktooth, Botox, booby bandit, Kathy Hochul. Remember Brennan just brought this up to my attention last week. There was a picture. Kevin and I used to do this all the time with Kathy Hochul.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was wearing the white shirt once, and she was robbing a bank, It's a stick-up. Yeah. So Kathy Hochul went from the bucktooth bandit, the bucktooth Botox bandit of Buffalo, and now because back in the day she had she was robbing a bank, she's the bucktooth Botox booby bandit of Buffalo. Can't say that on all platforms, but sometimes we'll do that a little bit. Now, we'll get to her comments about Zohran Mamdani as well, and if we can, that story about teens and AI chatbots, which is definitely not a good sign regarding where things are going in this country. But we will get to all that and more in just a second. Before we do that, I would like to talk to you about Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. There are a lot of choices out there for your cell phone. I remember when it used to just be like, really, if you wanted good coverage, it used to be two. It used to be AT&T, it used to be Verizon, and then if you wanted okay coverage, you could go with Sprint, you can go with T-Mobile, and then T-Mobile was almost bought by AT&T, and then that failed, and they used all the money that was in the failed buyout. John Legere, who's based, by the way, they used it to upgrade their infrastructure, and then they wound up buying Sprint, and now T-Mobile, believe it or not, talk about worst to first, is rated as the number one coverage in the country in terms of individual networks. T-Mobile, which is unbelievable. Again, 20 years ago, T-Mobile was the butt of every joke. We had to talk on the phone like this 20 years ago with looking for a signal, right? Couldn't go in the basement. So they've come a long way. That's the bottom line there. But Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they've got access to all three of the major networks. So they use bands with T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. So you are always going to have coverage. There's a lot of choices when it comes to who you choose for your cell phone service. And now there are new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile Not only are they leading the way in the red economy, but Patriot Mobile has also outgained the competition when it comes to technology. They're one of the only carriers with access to all three of the U.S. major networks. So rather than being pigeonholed to one network, you've got access to all three. That means exceptional nationwide coverage along with the ability to have multiple numbers on different networks on a single smartphone. This is an absolute game changer. They also offer unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, internet backup, and so much more. Switching is easier than ever. Activate in minutes from the comfort of your home. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. It is time to make the switch today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Farish, F-A-R-A-S-H, or call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Farish, F-A-R-A-S-H, for a free month of service. That is patriotmobile.com/Farish, F-A-R-A-S-H, or 972-PATRIOT. Again, patriotmobile.com/Farish or 972-PATRIOT. Promo code F-A-R-A-S-H. Okay. We will move into this story out of Houston in just a second. Again, I know that there are a lot of people who are concerned, upset, unhappy with, wanted more from the handling of the Epstein files. I'm with you. I want more transparency. It's fine to ask for more transparency. What I don't like is because the Epstein files were handled poorly, we think nothing's happening. That's not what's happening. Okay? There's plenty that's going on, and this story out of Houston is going to prove that. We're going to get to that story out of Houston in a second. Before we do that, I want to get to a message from our good friend, Jeremy Harrell, on behalf of PureHealthResearch.com. This is PureHealthResearch.com, promo code LFA. Take a look.
Hey guys, what's going on? I got an incredible offer here for you from Pure Health Research. This is going to blow your mind. Look, I know so many people out there, especially as we get older, we want to drop a few pounds. We lose a little energy. We lose a little testosterone. We lose a little, estrogen. We just lose as we get older. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to gain, and this message is just for you. Pure Health Research is on a mission to what? Make America healthy again. They are aligned with Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s mission, and I'm aligned with that. Their two best-selling health supplements right now that are leading the way is the Liver Health Formula. Over 100 million Americans are sluggish because of a liver that is riddled with fatty deposits. This can kill your metabolism, pile on pounds, make you feel tired, all that. Liver Health Formula will take care of that. It supports your liver health with special nutrients like artichoke extract and milk thistle. This is one of the easiest ways to slim down. Next is the lymph system support. If you struggle with fluid buildup or swelling in your legs, ankles, been there, done that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this one's going to be for you. The natural ingredient in the lymph system formula helps gently flush extra fluids and toxins out of the body. Right now, you can get a limited time offer, 35% off right now. 35% off by going to purehealthresearch.com and using promo code LFA. That's Pure Health Research right now. Use promo code LFA and you'll get 35% off targeted products. I need something for this. I need something for that. They got it. And I want you to check out the reviews online. They are through the roof. purehealthresearch.com. Promo code LFA.
That is purehealthresearch.com, promo code LFA. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, purehealthresearch.com, for being a part of the show. Check them out, purehealthresearch.com, promo code LFA. Sounds like they've got a wide variety of targeted products for your health. So check it out, purehealthresearch.com. All right, Houston. This story it's bad because of what happened. It's good because it's being addressed. 214 illegal aliens have been arrested in Houston for child sex crimes. I feel like every single day, there is a story about illegal aliens committing crimes, sex crimes against children. This is a 6-month total. I don't want you to believe this happened in one night. But this is a larger total than the entire 2024 fiscal year by Houston Field Police, which sat at 211. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, baby, has arrested 214 illegal immigrants in the Houston area over the past 6 months who have been charged or convicted of child sex crimes. The figure surpasses 211 arrests made during the entire 2024 fiscal year by Houston police. The uptick stems from a broader enforcement from the Trump administration after the president came into office pledging to conduct mass deportations with the worst of the worst as a priority. Remember, worst first, rest next. By all means, go after these guys first. But once you're done going after these guys, go after the rest of them. Among those arrested by ICE in the last 6 months who have been charged or convicted with child sex crimes, are we ready for names? Yeah. All right, here we go. Among those arrested by ICE in the last 6 months who have been charged or convicted with child sex crimes is Jesus Gutierrez Morales from Mexico, 67 years old, who was deported on April 4th, my mom's birthday, after convictions for aggravated sexual assault of a child and DWI, according to a press release from ICE. Another arrested, Brennan's going to laugh, was Jorge Zebra, 48 years old, also from Mexico, who was deported March 24th after convictions including aggravated sexual assault of a minor. Manuel Antonio Castro Juarez, we're now into the four-name territory. An illegal immigrant from El Salvador is in custody pending deportation, was part of the 214 arrests. He has prior convictions for sexual assault of a minor and illegal reentry, which is a felony. Additionally, Jose Guadalupe Mesa, 40 from Mexico, was deported June 25th following convictions for theft and sexual assault of a child. Also included in the 214 is Sergio Rolando Galvan Guerrero, 45, from Mexico, who was deported for the third time on July 14th. He was convicted of aggravated sexual assault of a child. You have these illegal aliens being arrested, and it's nationwide now, who for some strange reason, we didn't get to a five name. We didn't get to a five bagger today. I'm sorry, Fonda. Fonda wanted a five name.
John Jacob.
Juan Hernandez Martinez Fernandez. His name is my name too. Get out! Afuera! That's it. We got two four baggers. We didn't get a five bagger in these names here.
Bagger.
I forget where I was going. No, for some strange reason, these illegal aliens. Terry C wants to know, why doesn't Sean like Jason Aldean's lifestyle? He cheated on his wife and married the woman he cheated with. So maybe didn't know that. I'm not into that. Hope he doesn't do it again. That's that. We had everyone had an issue with the Coldplay guy, but they're like, try that in a small town. He did the same thing, just didn't do it, on a camera in the public thing. And I don't like that. Hopefully that's not his lifestyle anymore. Politics are great. His wife is openly conservative. It took a lot of courage to do that when they did it. I just don't have respect for him as a person. That's why. So it is what it is. Some folks feel differently. That's fine. Winky said Jason Aldean hit on her daughter. Wow. Well, that's interesting.
Because she's beautiful, too.
Winky's daughter.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney.
No.
Winky's daughter's going to wind up in an American Eagle.
Winky's daughter runs circles around Sydney Sweeney.
There you go. American Eagle needs to give her a call.
That's right.
Yeah.
But don't let her boobies hang out, though.
No. Because that was happening in the Sydney Sweeney thing. There was some
titty action.
There was a little...
Boing.
Yeah. A little like peekaboo going on, if you know what I mean, right? Kind of like Janet Jackson.
Well, there was no nip.
There was no nip.
No, it was just the boobage.
But it was showing. And so people had a problem with the showing.
Right.
Got it.
Well, it's not modest, but
no.
Anyway,
definitely wasn't modest. Anyway.
Winky's daughter is chef's kiss.
There you go. Brennan, she has the Brennan seal of approval.
Yep.
There it is. 214 illegals, though, in Houston. And for some strange reason, these illegal aliens love going after kids. They love going after kids. Apparently, this happened at Mar-a-Lago. No bueno. If you don't like people who cheat on their spouses, half the podcasters on Rumble would be shunned. Okay? That doesn't impact me.
We don't know those.
Okay.
We don't hang out with those people.
Fine. What are we threatening, right? Oh my gosh, you understand that, like this, that, and the other. I wouldn't do it. I don't like it. I don't know why every time this comes up, it's controversial. They're like, oh, what it happens all the time. Does that make it right? Like abortion happens all the time too. Are we just supposed to accept it? No. Sorry. But back to this story about illegals in Houston. This trend is what bothers me, right? this trend is what bothers me, is you're not just seeing drug lords and weapons traffickers and this obsession, the uptick in frequency, or the I don't know how to really describe it. It's an epidemic, I guess we could say, of illegals who are guilty of child sex crimes is alarming. And that's why, again, and I say this all the time, just to keep things in perspective, I'm not happy with how the Epstein stuff was handled. I wish it was handled better. I'm not happy with Bondi. I'm not happy with some of Trump's remarks. I'm not happy with how, the Department of Justice did this, the memo, the whole 9 yards. However, this administration is taking sex crimes against children seriously. Very seriously. We just talked about it yesterday, that dark web network where there was 120,000 users, right? That were the ringleaders of that network that was distributing child sexual abuse material was shut down. 4 illegal aliens in New Jersey convicted of child sex crimes were arrested yesterday. 214 in Houston arrested over the last 6 months. So things are going on in this country to protect kids. And the reason I highlight it is not to say that, well, because they're doing this, Epstein doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if the administration really wanted to let pedophilia fly under the radar, this wouldn't be happening. This wouldn't be happening. Okay? That's the point. Speaking of illegal aliens, this is I guess a cool story. A Florida sheriff is saying Alligator Alcatraz is almost at capacity. It's almost full. I say, all right, you got to sleep on the outside port of Alligator Alcatraz now and fend for yourself. I'm just kidding. Time to start ordering flights out of there. It's built on an airstrip. We know a few people with airplanes, right? We know a few people who've got planes. Maybe they can volunteer their services to fly the illegals out of Alligator Alcatraz, right? Yes. I think it's time to get these illegals out, start sending flights out of Alligator Alcatraz, and open up more space, or maybe open up more facilities like Alligator Alcatraz across the country. But of course, you have people who say that it's inhumane there. Remember that illegal alien called that said the mosquitoes were as big as elephants? That's fake news. They're bigger than that in Florida, and they hurt more. All right, I want to get to this now. This is something that we normally don't see from Democrats. This is Cory Booker, and he got into a public spat. A public spat. Shelly S0928 says, live pedophiles are a bigger threat than dead ones. I agree. Mm-hmm. That's one of my points. Okay, that's one of my points. All right. I want to get to Cory Booker. For those of you who didn't see this, he had a meltdown in the floor of the Senate yesterday, and he was warring with one of his Democrat colleagues. You never see Democrats going at Democrats publicly, yet this happened yesterday with Cory Booker. Spartacus, here we go.
Right to object.
The senator from New Jersey.
I'm confused by my colleague because she knows I don't object to her 2 bills. She's going to be coming here to offer her 2 bills in a second, so I don't know what the confusion is there. I object to the bills that are putting resources out that states from California to New York are not eligible for because of the actions of this president. The second thing my colleague confuses me is saying I had my chance. Well, actually, I didn't. The regularly scheduled Judiciary Committee hearing wrapped up, and then a hastily one was put back together. I had no notice of that, no ability to plan for it, and had a conflict. This, to me, is the problem with Democrats in America right now, is we're willing to be complicit to Donald Trump to let this pass through when we have all the leverage right now there is to say, if you're as passionate about police as we are, then pass bills out of this body that will help the police officers in Washington, that will help the police officers in Illinois, that will help the police officers in New Jersey, that will help the police officers in New York. Don't be complicit to the President of the United States, who we both know doesn't understand that language. Oh, please, don't hurt blue states. We are standing at a moment where our president is eviscerating the Constitution of the United States of America, and we're willing to go along with that today. No, not on my watch. I stand against this, It is a violation of our Constitution for the President of the United States to ignore the will of Congress and decide which states are eligible to grants and which are not. Well, we know something in New York and New Jersey. I was a Newark elected official when 9/11 happened. I saw my first responders charging into those buildings. I know what police officers do every day. My amendment was just called the poison pill. That's ridiculous. What my amendment does, it says the police officers in New Jersey are just as important as the police officers in North or South Dakota. It says the police officers in New York are just as important as the police officers in Texas. It says the police officers in California are just as important as the police officers in Alabama. Why would we go along with a president who is violating our Constitution time and time again? When in the history of this body, Democrats and Republicans used to stand up for their turf? These could easily pass. Put a simple amendment that says, you know what, you can play games however you want, President Trump, but when it comes to resources for police officers, no games.
So he was very upset with a Democrat colleague who apparently accused his amendment of being called a poison pill. I don't know. We'll talk about pills. That man, he's a weight loss pill.
That one button was really holding on for dear life.
That button was. Remember what Jason King does this all the time. Speak does it too all the time. Anita does it all the time. Hold. Yeah. It's the Mel Gibson. Is that from Braveheart? Hold. Right, or from the Patriot. No retreat. Hold the line. Hold. That button was like. You could see, like, if you were to microscope it, you would see little threads going ping, ping.
That button is sweating.
The button's like, we can do this. We can do this. We only gotta make it. And the sweat's pouring off the. Oh, the sweat. Cory Booker.
That button just needs to go. Fly across the room.
That button's gonna fly out of there. That thing's an assault weapon. It's gonna pop off. It's. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, that one. Did you see the one button? Oh! Oh, man. Cory Booker. Thank you, Cory. Spartacus. I feel like this is my I am Spartacus moment. Give me a break. Oh!
Dollar Stove.
Oh, man. Oh,
right?
My
That's
goodness.
Dollar Stove?
No, that's not Dollar Stove.
Oh,
Dollar Stove.
It looks like Dollar Stove.
Dollar Stove is Hakeem Jeffries. He's in the house. That's Cory Booker. They're both essentially
They're
Dollar
the
Store.
same shade. They're
Careful.
No, they looked at. It's
Yes.
a similar look.
We know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're two black guys and they look the same. We get it. We get it, Brennan. It's okay because she grew up in the hood.
I did. I'm a G.
No. So, Hakeem Jeffries is the House Minority Leader, the Democrat Party. Cory, but they're both essentially Timu versions of Barack Obama. Yes, so you can call them both Dollar Stove. All right, I want to get to Kathy Hochul. I got to get to Candace Owens. Before we do that, I want to talk to you about our friends over at Silent. Maybe Sydney Sweeney can wear Silent's pants, and they'll sell their Faraday pants because Silent has these pants. Don't be tracked, don't be hacked, and enhance your privacy with Silent. Between the government, big tech, corporate America, and criminals, your privacy is compromised 24/7. There's no other option. You've got to protect yourself. That starts with Silent. Silent's Faraday products block all incoming and outgoing signals so that your devices are invisible and safe from the outside world. From their backpacks, phone sleeves, and yes, even their pants, better than the Sydney Sweeney pants, their patented signal blocking technology blocks wireless signals, giving you peace of mind that your data does not end up in the wrong hands. Just put your device inside, close it up, and that's all you've got to do. You are safeguarded from unauthorized access. Go Silent today. SLNT.com/Sean, SHAWN. That is silent.com/Sean. You can get these products that'll help stop all inbound and outbound signals, blocks all the radiation coming off those devices, and prevents you from being tracked and hacked. Stay ahead of what's coming and stay private. Secure your privacy today at silent.com/Sean. slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/SHAWN for 15% off and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is silent, slnt.com/Sean, silent, slnt.com/Sean for 15% off and free shipping on qualifying order. Kathy Hochul, the bucktooth booby bandit, Botox. The bucktooth Botox booby bandit of Buffalo, right? Kathy Hochul disagrees in a way with Cory Booker. Cory Booker wants the police to be funded. Kathy Hochul says, well, it's okay. It's fine if Zohran Mamdani wants to defund the police. This is what she said yesterday.
Governor, the shooting comes as you're facing your own tough re-election campaign, and Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who could challenge you in that race, posted to X overnight saying, we cannot allow radical anti-police dangerous policies to continue. And then she went on to attack the New York mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, saying, flashback, Kathy Hochul's very own Kami Mamdani, a disgrace and truly unfit to be mayor of New York City. The post, June 2020 post from Mamdani calling to, quote, defund the police. What do you say to Congresswoman Stefanik?
That's about as pathetic as it gets. I mean, seriously, going after an unelected official who said something back in 2020 when many people were. I mean, come on, give me a break.
So because Mamdani said defund the police in 2020 when everybody was saying it's okay, according to Kathy Hochul. I don't know. I got to tell you, this is a very weak candidate, and they don't have the ability to do a switcheroo with Kathy like they did with Cuomo 4 years ago. If Elise Stefanik runs, I think she can win. Is that going to solve all of New York's problems? No. But it'll definitely help in the congressional races. So we'll see. But apparently, defunding the police is fine if you're Kathy Hochul. Just remember that, New Yorkers, and while you get dialed up for campaign season, you're a year away from really being in the thick of it. Kathy Hochul is up in 2026. You have the opportunity to build a coalition and to elect a Republican, and Elise Stefanik, I think, would be a great choice. All right, let's get to a word from our friends at tryarmor.com/LFA TV, and then we'll check in on our resident insane person. That would be Candace Owens. People want to think that she's not insane. I don't know how you're going to believe that after what I play for you here. This is tryarmor.com/LFA TV, tryarmra.com/LFA TV. I'm always on the always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity and gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. This is Armra Colostrum. It's the first nutrition we receive in life, contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. It can help reactivate your hair growth, help your skin glow. It can help fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism. It can help fuel your fitness, performance, and recovery. And you can get 15% off of your first order at tryarmor.com/LFA TV. That is tryarmra.com/LFA TV. Tryarmor.com/LFA TV for 15% off. Pick up some Armra Colostrum. You can glow. You could recover from your intense workouts. All of those different things. Armra Colostrum can do all that and more for you. Tryarmor.com/LFA TV for 15% off. All right. You guys all know it's no secret. I am no fan of Candace Owens. That said, okay, I take my bias out of the equation here when I say that Candace Owens is going to lose the Brigitte Macron lawsuit. And this is why. Last week it was you were born a man and you'll die a man. This week it was now, as recent as yesterday, Candace Owens said that Brigitte Macron was actually born a woman. But on her deathbed, gave her identity to her brother, who then assumed it. And so the Brigitte that we all see is actually a dude. I'm not kidding. You tell me that this is not the ramblings of a mentally insane person. Watch.
It is very clear that Brigitte Trogneau existed. It is very clear that she was, in fact, the sister of Jean-Michel Trogneau. And I think that if I am guessing what took place here, Jean-Michel Trogneau took Brigitte Trogneau's identity at some point. It's very obvious he kind of becomes his sister. That's what seems to be the most logical conclusion based off of everything. So
wait. Think
here, Jean-Michel Trogneau took Brigitte Trogneau's identity at some point. It's very obvious he kind of becomes his sister. That's what seems to be the most logical conclusion based on everything.
Geez.
So the question that people ask is, okay, if you're operating under that theory, what happened to the real Brigitte Trogneau? And so if we are to believe that, I do believe that Brigitte Trogneau, the real Brigitte Trogneau existed, it's plausible that Brigitte Trogneau got sick, that the real Brigitte Trogneau got sick and perhaps had a dying wish to help her brother, John Michel Trogneau.
Okay. Folks, you don't really believe that, do you? You don't really believe that, do you? I get it. Like, Brigitte Macron's ugly. I understand. Okay? You don't believe that, right? That, like, she died and, like, transferred her identity to her brother like it was a library card. You know, like, here's my Costco membership. You can now shop at Costco. That is the, folks, please don't tell me you believe that. Please. If you think that there's a remote chance of that being true, take a deep breath and just think. She says that's the most logical conclusion. The most logical conclusion is that Brigitte Macron is just ugly. Okay? That's the most logical conclusion, as you see the LFA TV store on the screen. That's the most logical. She's just ugly and kind of looks dudeish. I don't think Occam's razor, the great Occam, would say, yeah, you know, this what requires the least amount of assumptions. Brigitte died at a young age and transferred her identity over to her brother like a Costco card, and now her brother is secretly living as Brigitte, and that's what's... And they say Britney Spears is crazy. This is getting close. The scary
thing is Candace doesn't look crazy.
No,
That's why it's dangerous.
She speaks confidently.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, this makes sense to me. It does? That's a problem if it makes sense to you. It shouldn't make sense to anybody. Mm-hmm. All right. Jeremy Harrell is coming up next. I don't know if he's got teeth for you, too, but Nancy Pelosi and I both want to say, you stop it! We want you to get out of here! Jeremy coming up next. Head over to LFATV.us. Check out the LFA TV store. Click on that store tab. Click on the Visit the Store tab. If you were there at the Arc on Saturday, you saw me in my I Don't Really Care Margaret shirt. I look damn good in it. Got a lot of compliments around the park, by the way, from LFA family members and non-LFA family members. I love the shirt. Get yourself one at LFATV.us, LFATV.us, or JeremyHarrell.com/store. It is Mo time. We did hit Mo. We are honking the hedgehog. Jeremy Harrell is coming up next with Live from America for the next 2 hours. I'm joining Michael Patrick Leahy on the Tennessee Bonus Hour on the Michael Patrick Leahy Show from 11 to 12. From 11 to 12 p.m. Central Time. You can follow him at Michael P. Leahy. That's where you can watch it. It's a good time. If you want to watch it later, it'll be on X as well, at Michael P. Leahy. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never ever surrender. And if all else fails, we will just become ungovernable. We're back here tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Rumble.com/LFATV and X. Until then, have a great rest of your Wednesday, and thank you for your attention to this matter.